to put your child with a man that threatened you. That's nuts. I'm back, bitch. Okay, so as you guys know, there's this whole season drama series thing with Erica, Damian Cryer, Mr. Mucker, and CrealeBae. Erica started season 2, episode 1 of this whole drama situation. CrealeBae actually responded. Damian Cryer made a video. Erica made a whole nother video. And some of you guys wanted me to react to it and give my thoughts and opinions. And I watched it, man. Yo, it's crazy. Now, these videos are not going to be fully edited and stuff, but I will be showing you the contradictions and stuff in a lot of the things that they said. And if you have anything to rebuttal, you can send it to my Instagram, okay? While you guys are here, remember to smash that like button, especially if you want to see part 2. Get this video to 1,000 likes, and let's get straight into the drama. Erica decides to make this whole season 2 drama and talk about CrealeBae and Mucker.
And we were coming to an end of the last time that I had actually spoken with him, which would have been February, I believe, 8th. And that was when I was asking him if he wanted to be in the delivery room. And in so many words, he said no, he didn't feel comfortable because he didn't know if the baby was his, and told me that I can give that spot to my mother. Now, my mother would have gladly taken that spot, but I just assumed that he would want to be there for the birth of his first and only son.
This is the thing. Why would you let a man who did this horrible thing to you?
And that's what led into him, because crazy. I was in complete shock because I had never been before, and the reality set in that I could have died. This guy does not care that I could have potentially never seen my kids again, which wasn't really a shocker because he had threatened me before. He had threatened to kill me, along with Damian.
I just wanted to add this in as well. Now, if you look at the receipts and Mucker's response, that's sus. If anything, if someone sends you a message like Erica did, don't you think your first response would be, I never did that. What the hell are you talking about? Unless he has responded and said that these messages are fake. Yes, Erica lies a lot. But when you have a text message like that and the man responds like that, what would you do? If she wrote a message to you and said that, what would your response be? Wouldn't it be, oh my God, I didn't do that? Let me know in the comment section below. I need to know if we are on the same page here. Seriously, let me know. Would you respond like that? And it also makes me think, wow, how desperate are you to put your child with a man that threatened you? You thought you were going to lose your life. You felt like he was going to kill you. He physically and mentally abused you. But hey, my child needs a dad, and that's the best I got, so I'm going to give it to him. That's nuts. Let me tell you a quick story. I had to live with my uncle for a year and a bit when I was a teenager because my parents were moving their business and etc. And school was important, so let's send the kids over. They can stay with the uncle because they need to get, all situated with school and stuff. This man was verbally and physically abusive to his wife, his children, and it has affected them big. Even as adults, they have to work through the abuse, the mental and physical abuse that they have faced from this dog. Lucky for me living there, I didn't cop anything crazy like that. If he did, oh my God, my parents would have killed him. But to see that, wow. Erica's not a little kid. She's a grown-ass woman. She's in her late 20s. Do better. Holy shit. Let me know if I'm wrong. This is no joke. Oh, he needs a dad, so let's just give him... No, this is going to affect their future. If this man tried to kill you, threaten you, mentally, physically abuse you, what do you think he's going to do to your son? What do you think he's going to do to your son when he reaches a certain age? And it makes me question, what is your motive of doing this? You were threatened. You made a whole police report. And you telling me that, oh, yep, He needs a dad. I'm just gonna give my son to this mentally, physically abusive man that choked me and gave me threats. Bro, that does not make sense. In fact, why would you even want to co-parent with a man who has done that to you? Why would you want to put your, like, clearly if this man did that, he's a dangerous individual, right? Why would you want a man like that to raise your child? You're not worried that he might do that to your child?
To hide the fact that my son had arrived was due to the fact that I didn't want my child around a certain someone. And even though I still don't want my son around a certain someone.
But then on June 1st, she allowed mucker to see their son.
June 1st was when I allowed my child's father to see him.
So she ends up going to the mucker's family's parents' house to introduce their child to the mucker's parents, right?
I mean, it had been almost a month later.
While she does that, they're saying things like,
I handed him his grandson, and the first thing out of his mouth was, he looked just like Ricardo. And she said the same thing, that he looks just like Ricardo. She even implied that he looks just like his youngest daughter.
And the reason why she didn't directly go to him was because she felt that...
Because there was a possibility that either he wasn't going to respond, or the person that he's about to get ready to marry, I knew that she was going to be in his ear or underneath him, to the point where he couldn't breathe to even have a civil conversation with me.
So I guess the best way she thought she could get to mucker was to go to mucker's parents' place and show them the child without him being there, before him himself even seeing his child. Yo, that's messy. That reminds me of another story I'm covering.
Questions about his name, how much he weighed, when I had him. Long story short, she asked me if I wanted her to call Ricardo, who is the father of my son. I said sure.
Now, mucker's mother ends up calling him, and he ends up bringing the DNA test up.
He wanted to stop and get a kit to swab my baby.
Understandably. And Erica was peed.
I saw red. Steam was blowing out of my ear, and I can feel the heats coming from my nose. And I said, no ma'am, we are not doing that. Because I couldn't understand why that was like the first thing out of his mouth.
And according to them, the reason why he wanted to have that test kit and do the DNA test was to put his child on child support.
Man wants a freaking DNA test so he can put himself on child support. What is so wrong with that? We stay in Texas, sweetheart. You have to have a DNA test in order to put yourself on child support. The court system needs it.
And it honestly seems like mucker is 2 steps ahead of Erica and is trying to have the allowance and by law be able to see his son on whatever day, I guess, the courts and what all of them agreed to.
Now, I am not going to allow my son to get swabbed from a $20 over-the-counter DNA kit. And if he wanted to get a DNA test done, we were definitely going to do it professionally. Not going to allow him to swab my baby the first time of ever seeing him.
Oh my God, so dramatic. I'm sure he just wouldn't go there and swab the kid and be like, okay, bye. I'm sure he would have spent time with the child.
Like, you should even be thankful that I'm even allowing you to even see him. Because remember, you did not want him.
I don't know if it's me, but let me know in the comment section below. Doesn't it look like she's trying to rub it in CrealeBae's face and mucker's face? That the child is here and she's able to give mucker a baby boy. Like, just the whole tone of it is really weird. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below.
And just imagine if I would have actually had an abortion. The son that he has always wanted, that no other woman was able to give him in 37 years, would not be here right now. But look, guys, he's here.
Anyway, while she's at the parents' house, she ends up leaving because mucker's coming with the DNA test. And she forgets her son's baby bottle, and pacifier.
And I didn't know if he was gonna come back and get that bottle or that pacifier to go and get a DNA test done.
I don't know if she went to get it back or she told mucker's mother not to give it to mucker. I don't know what the whole deal is with that. But why is she so worried about Mucker getting a DNA test. Like, it's really not that deep. It is so deep for her. She's going to go back, oh, I better take this bottle back. I don't want him to have a DNA test. Like, why is she so dead serious about it? And maybe it's because she doesn't want him to have somewhat of control over the son if he does go to court.
And I was explaining to her, like, I just want peace.
According to Erica, Mucker's sister ends up calling Erica. And she asks Erica to FaceTime so she can see the baby. But instead of FaceTiming, she says,
how about we meet up at a restaurant so that we can talk?
And from what it looks like, she used that as an advantage, her sister wanting to see the baby, to get her at a restaurant with Mr. Mucker. But apparently, Mucker's sister didn't call Erica, but Erica contacted Mucker's sister.
You decide to reach out to his sister that you've never met a day in your life. You've never met her, ever. So you go and research her up, find her on Facebook and contact her, right? Just like you did his sister-in-law as well, okay? But you decide to Google her or Facebook her. You found her, so you decide to contact her and try to link up with her. Which, once again, I don't understand. Once a relationship is over, why are you researching someone's family to try to get in contact with them after the relationship is already over? You're supposed to be getting to know the family while in the family, but I guess you didn't have enough time to do that, so I don't know what to say.
And I kind of felt like she was the only one that could get him there to see his son.
You literally had an opportunity to see him at his parents' place, but now you want to see him at a restaurant. Now, this is all an assumption. I'm assuming she wants to meet him at a restaurant because who's going to swab a baby at a damn restaurant? You feel me? That's just my opinion. Because why would you not want to see him at the parents' place, but then now you want to see him at a restaurant? That just doesn't make sense to me. Maybe there's something she's leaving out, but it doesn't make sense. Anyway, they end up going to the restaurant and Mucker ends up finally meeting his son, and she felt like things are starting to change or may change.
It looked like things was finally gonna change for me and my son. It really looked like maybe I was gonna get the level of respect that I deserve as his child's mother. It looked like we was going to actually find a good way to co-parent, to be cordial only for the sake of the child. I do not want ever a relationship with this man, but I will definitely have a co-parenting relationship. I feel like my son, he deserves a father in his life.
Now, apparently while they were in the restaurant, CrealeBae actually contacted Damien Cryer,
saying that Ricardo was with me. Very misleading. That's making it seem like he's only with me. Because he was not just with me. He was with his sister, his nephew, me, Dion, and Cam, and his mother at a public restaurant.
Now, in CrealeBae's response, she never rebutted this, which was very interesting. It makes me think that maybe she did do this. She did call Damien Cryer. Because why didn't she not rebuttal this and say that it was like a lie? Now, apparently, according to Damien, CrealeBae thanked him for getting her out there on YouTube to inspire people, and apparently she apologized for lying about Damien Cryer not purchasing her furniture. Like, why do I feel like Damien lied about that?
I said I feel some type of way because you went online showing people your phone talking about I didn't buy that furniture for you when you know I bought the furniture for you. And she did apologize to me for that.
Because didn't she show receipts that she did purchase the furniture?
Well, can you tell me, you see that Acima lease, baby? What that says, Latoya Manual, exclusive furniture. What's that total? When is my next payment? Yeah, because Latoya is still paying on that.
I don't know. If you guys have anything to rebuttal that, send it to my DMs on Instagram. She also told him that the wedding was off.
I could see that she was hurt and distraught. Something was bothering her. So I said, so what's going on? You know, and she expressed to me that she had called the wedding off.
More on that later. Keep watching because there's a plot twist, man.
You was like, oh, dreading the school shop and stuff. Erica had, you know, sent text messages or whatever to Mr. R, Mr. M, and that they're meeting up or met up. And so I guess she felt some type of way about the meetup or whatever the case is. And I was basically explaining to her, well, you know, this needs to happen because he needs to see his baby.
After that, a day later, this is when Damien Cryer, as you know, went all crazy on the internet, went live, talking trash on Erica. Erica ended up going live, talking, etc. Because Damien exposed that she had the baby, she ended up showing a picture of the child on her video. So she ended up sending an apology to Mucker.
I felt like I needed to give him an apology for going ahead and posting a picture of our son, which was the very same picture that I airdropped to him, by the way. Well, I didn't get no response back.
Anyway, after that, Damien Cryer ended up apologizing to her.
And yeah, we did meet up at Walmart, and I apologized to her profusely. I told her, I love you. Sorry for everything I said to you. I should have never hurt you.
He said he wanted me to forgive him. He said that he understood that it may take a while for me to forgive him. That he didn't know why he allowed himself to get so mad. And
he confessed to Erica this.
He talked to Ricardo and the woodpecker. And I said, what? You did what? He said, yes. I talked to both of them. He had received a phone call from a blocked number. And when he answered it, it was the woodpecker. And she said, Damien, wait before you hang up. Me and Ricardo want to talk to you.
Someone is not keeping up with her lies. Because according to Damien, CrealeBae texted him. And he showed proof of CrealeBae texted him. But Erica's like, she called him.
It says, now this is from his woman's phone. It says, hey, sorry to reach out, but I would like to have a conversation about you and Mr. R. Are you free to talk? Question mark. My response, and as you guys can see it, my response says, if he is in on the conversation, then yes. I don't want to go behind his back and have a conversation without him present. Next message she sent, he's right here.
Wait before you hang up.
It seems like there is two versions of this story. Erica's version.
To squash things with him, to show the YouTube community that they can be grown adults about this situation. Damien said that he told him no, that is not a good idea, and that he's not going to do anything else to cause me even more pain, in which I had already been going through.
What was really interesting in CrealeBae's video, she doesn't mention anything like that. She doesn't say anything about Mucker wanting to do like a video with him. But she did say,
me reaching out and trying to have Rakan and Damien, you know, get rid of all of this beef, something that you caused once again. All for what? Just because you want two men fighting over you. But yes, they are going to cross paths. They have a child by you, unfortunately. So they are going to see each other. So yes, two black men should not be around here looking over their shoulder because they're scared what the other baby daddy gonna do. That's how so many murders happen, honestly. So yes, I thought it was best for them to squash the beef. And that's what they did.
It's because he said that they both have kids by the same woman. And they're both gonna have to pull up at the same time for our kids.
Anyway, in this phone call that Damien Cryer was having with Mr. Mucker, it seems like he told them some personal things.
He said that it had been almost a month since he had seen his son, and he was not trying to get on my bad side. The woodpecker overstepped her boundaries again and brought up child support, referencing when she told him to put himself on child support, which I would have never.
So it seems like CrealeBae was trying to give him advice.
Why? Because I've seen it in person. You get very upset when you are dropping off your child to one of the baby daddies and they say something that you don't like. So you snatch the child, you withhold the child. Why? All because you're upset. And that's what we are not going to do. That's why we are going through the court system. You cannot say, oh, you ain't gonna see my baby for a whole month. That's not how it works.
I don't think Erica will be able to hold her son for long periods of time when she has like a disagreement with Damien or if he's arguing with him.
So Damien said that he told her and him that, well, Erica's not like that. She's not gonna put you on child support as long as you're doing right by her. But if you're not doing right by her, then you're gonna have a major problem.
I guess he knows by experience, but this is when it gets strange, okay? Now, I'm not sure if this is a lie, but somehow CrealeBae and Mucker were arguing over the phone while Damien was on the phone with them. I don't know, maybe they forgot to hang up. She didn't really go into detail. It just didn't make sense, and that's why it kind of seems like a lie.
He said that he started hearing arguing in the background. Ricardo and the woodpecker were into it. The woodpecker said something about she doesn't know how she's gonna get school clothes. And Damien said he pretty much told them like, hey, y'all should have never let things get the way that it got. Y'all should have never let things go on this far. And Ricardo said, I know. And that's why the wedding is called off.
Now this is also a lie because Damien didn't say that. He said,
I could see that she was hurt and distraught. Something was bothering her. So I said, so what's going on? You know, and she expressed to me that she had called the wedding off.
So somebody or both of these people, and someone is not keeping their story straight. Like, it's contradicted each other real badly.
He said the woodpecker was in the back crying and was saying little smart things in the background. And one of the things that she said was, I thought you said that we wasn't gonna let anyone know that the wedding was called off.
Again, Damien didn't say this in the video.
For our kids. And the woodpecker didn't like that because she said, oh, our kids, like with an attitude.
Now guys, I am going to react to CrealeBae's video. So make sure to hit the subscribe button with notifications. Smash that like button because you do not want to miss out on that, okay? If you thought Erica was a little bit cray-cray, wait until you see what this lady said, okay? So we're going to react to that video as well. Make sure to hit the subscribe button notifications, smash that like button, and I'll see you guys in another drama video.